What's going on, everybody? Rob here on the north lot. One mission for today. Man, I've been taking ibuprofens like crazy. So you see how clear out it was? Remember, you couldn't even see through it. Little by little I've been getting it cleared out. Stopped at the burn barrel. I got enough room for a burn pile. My mission for today, I got the Vevor chainsaw. I'm gonna start with this log to get it out of here, then that log to get it out of there. Then I'm gonna, whatever I have left in the gasoline. Now with the Vevor chainsaw, I sharpened it with the Oregon chainsaw sharpener yesterday, so we're gonna see how that cuts right there. I got bar and chain oil, 40-to-1 gas. My 40-to-1 gas is top tier gasoline with top tier shell with fuel stabilizer, because you want it the fuel stable if you're not going to use it. Man, my hand's already hurting. And check this out right here. That's actually a blackberry bush right there. I could tell that's blackberries, but that's a thorned blackberry bush. That one has thorns, so I'm not really gonna mess with it. But I got a big crowbar, because when they're stuck in the ground, you got to be able to kind of lift them out to be able to cut them. Now I cut them in 16-inch lengths. Even though this isn't going to go inside to burn, I can still split it and leave it out here for the burn pile out here. All right, so let's get going. Now when you look at that tree, it looks dead, it looks horrible. Who knows how long it sat underneath everything. But you come over here and it is still completely wet and moist in here to the touch. So even if you were to need this for lumber, if you shave it down, the inside of that is really good. It's just the outside that looks horrendous. So that's the pieces I'm cutting down in, so this way next time I could just cut them in half when I'm gonna split them with the wood splitter. Now this is crazy right here. You think that this is a tree limb. That's how thick the vine is. Look at my wrist. That's how thick the vine is that was taking over this whole property. So yeah, I gotta cut that out too. Now if you roll it and it rolls back on you, grab a piece of wood. Now you got leverage to cut it. So I just used the crowbar to lift it up. Now I got space to cut it where it could fall down. So this one and that one are my main two. If I could get to those, I'm fine. I got like a quarter tank of gas left and my chainsaw. Well, I guess I'm disturbing their home. You think those are carpenter ants? I'm gonna have to check them out because they sure are living in that wood. Now here's why I cut this vine into pieces right here. That's a vine, right? But so it's attached in the ground at a lot of places. Like, see how far it goes in the ground? So I cut it in littler pieces, so this way I don't have a chance of you know, a lot of vines at once where I can't lift it out the ground. Now this is all untreated wood. This wood is completely untreated, so this isn't my pile that's going inside of the house. Although I am gonna split it, this is gonna stay outside of the house for the burn pit. I'm gonna cut it down and split it perfectly. It'll dry out right here. We use it for the burn pit. But what I'm actually trying to do is clear the area better, so all this could be raked down. And once it's all raked down in a certain area, then I could burn it. Perfect example. You see this and you think it's dead. Just like got 3 different connections into the ground and I can't even move that out. So that's getting cut down right now too. After I cut one more piece of this, that's probably going to be cut in 2 more pieces, placed up there. When it's running, I'm going to cut that out. And look, here's another one right here. That's completely in the ground. Those are roots. So I've been going over everything with the lawnmower also, so it kind of mulches it down, but I prefer to rake it and burn it. So these are more stumps in the ground, you see? So I kind of put X's in these with the chainsaws. This is a big stump that grew in the concrete. So I'm gonna start sprinkling Epsom salt in there for now till I can force some stump out. Then I'll put stump out in there. So buy some Fourth Wall t-shirts, give me some super hypers or likes, or you could make a donation on Fourth Wall if you want to help the All right, so we went through 1 tank of gas already. Let's cut the pieces. I made a cut right there, so it's gonna be one of these. So there's 1, 2, 3 large cuts. 1, 2, 3 large pieces. I'll say large pieces. 3 large pieces, and that was a tank of gas with the Vevor. Now, you could probably sharpen your chainsaw better than me, although I just sharpened. I always say sharpened. I just sharpened this chain yesterday. It's not sagging or nothing yet, so it's gonna get me through the day, because those are smaller pieces. This is the biggest, wettest piece. Those drier pieces should cut easier. Womp womp womp. This thing has been working like a champ for me for like 1.5 years, right? I've had this problem before where I turned it over to the side to fill up with gas, and then I can't start it again. So kind of that's where I'm at right now. Last time I took everything out and I put a paper towel in the carburetor, and then I took it out and it started up again. So I'm gonna give it a little resting period since it is so hot, and then we'll come back. This is super crazy. This was from 2 days ago and it rained. So I'm just throwing all the stuff on top of here and it's starting to light up again. And it rained since the 2 days ago. Crazy. So see, this log is completely out the way right now. I am gonna get that thing going. Right now I took everything off. I blew out the breather. I haven't changed the breather since I got it. I hit it on top of there. I was leaving that as I'm kind of raking up around here, cleaning it up, giving it a little break, then I'm going to be back at it. This will probably be on fire. So I must say that Vevor chainsaw cut all this down also. That's a mulberry tree that fell down over here, and the tree was actually out to here. So all that's from the mulberry tree I cut down, and then there's more trees in there that the same Vevor chainsaw cut down. I'm at the age where I hate pulling small engines, so I'm gonna see if I could get that. I turned it over on the side to fill it up and put more oil. Maybe I let it stay on the side too long. So last time, like I said, I took the air filter out. I took the butterfly was open, so I put a little paper towel in there to kind of dry it out, put it back together. It started right up. I'm raking up right now, so I'll get to that in a little bit. So right now I'm raking into the burn pile. That's where the burn pile is going to be. But what it does is it gives me a chance to see all the vines that are still connected to the ground. And when I clip those with the pruners, everything rakes nice and easy. To be honest, I'd rather just spray this whole thing with lighter fluid and let it light, because just this little bit right here will burn super fast. And then I get a clear bottom like this, all this coals or whatever. That's what I have left. So that's going to be good for the chickens, because there's no chemicals, no nothing in this. All right, it could be the air filter because I never changed that. The spark plug because I never changed that. But since it was going like a champ, I'm going to put this in the carburetor to see if there's any fluids in the carburetor that's like over wet in there. So then this way I could dry out the carburetor some. I know it's not recommended to put stuff in there, but if it is flooded, that's what I'm trying to get out. Put the air filter on and it dies out, it's the air filter. These go in your pocket, not biodegradable. It's on. I'm gonna cut that, see where we go from there. It needs another air filter. All right, now you see we got some chain hang there. So these two got to be loosened up a little bit. You just loosen these up a little bit and clean off this screw, because it's hot. This is how you're gonna tighten up the chain hang. Yeah, this thing is piping hot. Loosen those up, clean this screw out right here. That's how you tighten up the chain hang, righty-tighty. And of course, after today, this is gonna get another sharpening. I'm almost done. My main goal was to get that one out of here and that one out of here. I'm probably gonna head to this one next, but you see I've been propping it up with the crowbar and cutting it. So this is all I got cut down with the Vevor. I started going back to 16-inch lengths. I can't. I gotta go to 32-inch lengths, and I could cut the 16-inch later. My main thing is to clear up a lot of this wood pile for my grandkids. Out of gas again. So I got this length and I finished that length. 2 tanks of gas. It's going. It's going. It's gonna self-ignite. All right, so I got it on the side again. Hopefully it starts. Same problem, same solution. Pop the top off, take the air filter off this time, see if it's gonna start, and then if not, I'm gonna use the Q-tips to clean the carburetor out again. All right, so I tried starting it with the carburetor with the air filter off and it didn't go, so there was a lot of fluid in there again. So this is gonna be my last time. If I could get this out of here, I'm not shutting it off. When I cut those pieces down, leave it running, and it is piping hot right now though. Whose fault is it? Mine. It needs a tune-up. I'm gonna collab with a local guy, but it's just gonna stay running until it's out of gas, and then that's probably it for the day, as long as I get that other last log out of here. It was only a matter of time. All right, my chain is done. My chain is done. You know how I know? Because it's burning the wood now. You see, it's just burning the wood. See, in there. So it's no longer cutting, it's burning. And this is why I like this burn pile, because you see how fast that thing burned down already? I'm gonna let it burn down. And then when I finish raking up more stuff, once I add it to that, it'll just keep going. All right, so here's my problem. I always get sidetracked. So I should be raking all this up right here into the burn pile. Instead, I'm clearing out over here to put into the burn pile. Let me switch my mindset here. I don't know if there's any juice. I know it's gonna be dark, but man, look at all that. All that's cleared out. Look at that. Man, this little, I'm telling you, that little Vevor chainsaw, it goes through some gas. You gotta maintain the chain. Like, I'm not even gonna mess with this for about a week. I'm done over here. I got all that I wanted to get up. Some of this I got down right here. That's next. I'm gonna break some of that down. I'm gonna leave the big one across. That's like my boundaries. I'm probably gonna leave this, get the arms off of it, and leave the other big one. But man, I am hurting. But here's stuff that I found. Okay, so here you go. That's a raspberry plant. Raspberry plant, but granted, these are all thorns. These are thorns, so that's a raspberry plant. Then I got over here blueberry plant. Blueberry plants. Okay, these are the little nuggets I found. This right here appears to be a boy squatting right here. I'm gonna actually take a picture of that, a concrete boy squatting right there, right? And then I was gonna buy some rebar. So luckily for me, oh, there's some tent stakes right here. Found some tent stakes. Okay, then I was gonna buy some rebar. I'm gonna have to cut it off the concrete, but I found some rebar right here. And check this out. I gotta watch my grandsons don't trip on this. This is the craziest of it all right here. I thought this was a stake, right? That's a copper wire. So you know I'm gonna dig down there to find out where that copper wire is going to. I tried pulling it, it wasn't coming out. So stay tuned for the homestead. It got really cleaned out. See, might have messed up over there because when it rains, I think it's gonna start eroding right there. So gotta figure that out. Maybe put some fast setting grass seed right there so it don't really erode away. I would like to make a rail right there, decorative stone right there, and a path to walk down there, stairs to come down right there. And I never ask for help. Never do I ever ask for help, but I'm gonna need help. This junk pile, the slumlord before me had this junk pile here. I'm gonna need help getting that out. That's like overwhelming for me to look at. Either way, talk to you later. Subscribe, like, and share. All right, that's the next morning. That looks amazing. I'm getting to the junk pile. I gotta dig out that junk pile, but I'm worried about erosion here because there's so much weeds and vines and everything. Now I'm walking up and down and I'm sliding, so now I'm worried about erosion right there. So I gotta get something planted down. My next mission is to grab the sawzall and start cutting the smaller stumps out of the ground. That's all, whatever I could get with the sawzall. Man, that came out really nice, that back part over there. So that's another part that I'm going to go into right next. So I'm not working with the chainsaw bit because you see, that's gone. That's, man, it looks super nice. All these bricks are going to get in a wheelbarrow, and they're going to be put like I'm putting the wire underneath the chicken run, then they're going to be put on top of the wire around the chicken run, then I'm going to put the bricks down, and then I'm going to put the dirt down. Talk to you later. Subscribe, like, share, comment, like, hyperlink. Bye bye.